Accepted a full-time position with the National Guard in 1971 and earned his master's degree in 1973. He was given an opportunity, I'm going to let him tell that story, to go to Officer Candidate School, where he graduated with honors. He was promoted to Brigadier General in 1997, to Major General in 2000, and to Lieutenant General in 2003. He has received numerous medals and awards, including the Distinguished Service Medal with Bronze Leaf Cluster, the Legion of Merit, the Meritorious Service Medal, and numerous other awards. But it tells any soldier here a lot that he is most proud of: his Special Forces tab, his Air Assault Badge, Master Parachutist, and 1st Special Forces Command Air District Distinctive Unit. He served as commander on the battalion, brigade, and division levels throughout his career. His final command was as Deputy Commander of the United States Northern Command, which we call NORCOM. But just prior to NORTHCOM, from 2003 to 2008, he served as the 25th Commander of our U.S. National Guard. It is my great pleasure and honor to introduce Lieutenant General Steve Blum.
Distinguished guests, which are the people I'm looking at, the people that have taken the time out of their busy lives to come honor and thank these great veterans that make our life possible. I appreciate the fact that your local politicians, your mayor, and a lot of your civic leaders are here. It gives me a lot of satisfaction to know that when I retired and chose Bonita Springs as my retirement home, I picked a pretty good location where they understand what matters in this country. And what matters in this country is what you're doing today. Congratulations to the newly elected officials, and I hope this ceremony goes on for at least another 25 years. Not today, but in the future. Nigel actually shortened my speech, which is good for you, because I was going to have several people stand and be recognized. But that's already been accomplished, so we'll move on. We don't need to do that twice. I will tell you that this is very, very important, at least as far as I'm concerned, because a nation that does not remember and revere and thank and appreciate its veterans will not long remain a nation. Today is a challenging world, and the young men and women that you saw come up here before in the junior ROTC are representative of the tens of millions of young men and women that will follow in the footsteps of people like Dan Rossi, who was serving 2 years before I was born, and I'm 78 years old. It's pretty remarkable. I'll tell the rest of the story. He tried to get into the Army Air Corps, but he couldn't, so they put him in the Navy. All kidding aside, we are blessed as a country because, first of all, we would not be a country, we wouldn't be the United States of America if it weren't for veterans. Veterans enabled the creation of this country. The people who signed and approved the Constitution of the United States, 4.5 out of every 10 of them were veterans of the Revolutionary War. They bled, suffered, sacrificed, and knew what they were fighting for, and they established a nation that we enjoy today that still is based on a document that they wrote many, many, many years ago. Ever since that document, that Constitution has been defended by men and women in this nation every time it was needed. Veterans have never failed the call of this nation. I have a very special place in my heart for veterans because my dad was a veteran. All of my 5 uncles were veterans. My grandfather was a veteran. My great-great-grandfather was a veteran. People in my family have been serving and wearing the cloth of this nation since before it was a nation. My first ancestors came over from Germany in the 1740s and settled in a place that I don't even know how the hell they got there, West Virginia. And actually my ancestor served as a frontier scout for a guy named George Washington. And every single generation after that, they have served. So to me, service was kind of natural and almost an obligation. I view it as an enormous privilege. I have been in the United States Army for 42 and a half years, 28 years of it on active duty, the remainder of it in the Army National Guard. I have fought now in 3 wars. I actually enlisted after you were serving in Vietnam, you Vietnam vets, you 1st Cav guys out there and you 7th Cav guys. You were over there while I was still in high school. But we have never, ever had a generation that failed this nation. I am now a little bit concerned. Well, I actually was more concerned last week, but now I'm... But now my optimism is back. I think this country has a great future. And as long as mothers and fathers and teachers and preachers and coaches and mentors of young people get the right values in them and let them understand how precious freedom really is, I think we will be well served into the future. The veterans of tomorrow stand on the shoulders of yesterday. They'll be different. We won't be doing so much with bayonets. We'll be doing more with cyber and some space assets. So we may have to teach that guy to sing a new service song for the Space Command. But that's a small price to pay for progress. And we need to keep our armed forces on the cutting edge. Francis Scott Key had it right. When he wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, which was inspired by the defense of Baltimore, my old hometown, when the British came to try to take over and rewrite history and make us a colony once again of the British Crown, they were soundly defeated in the Battle of Baltimore. And Francis Scott Key got it right in the last stanza of the first verse of our national anthem. We will remain the land of the free only as long as we are the home of the brave. And you veterans and your families and those that support you are the brave that I'm talking about. I'm going to end my speech by pulling up one of my favorite songs. I'm not going to sing it. And I'm not going to try to sing it. I'm just going to read it. And some of you will recognize it. It's called An American Soldier. But it could be an American Airman or American Seaman or an American Space or an American Coast Guard. It could be an American Marine. It doesn't matter. What I'm talking about is American veteran. And he said, I'm just trying to be a father, raise a daughter and a son, be a lover to their mother, everything to everyone. Up and at 'em, bright and early. I'm all business in my suit. Yeah, I'm dressed up for success, from my head down to my boots. I don't do it for the money. There's bills that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory. I just do it anyway. Providing for our future is my responsibility. I'm real good under pressure, being all that I can be. I can't call in sick on Monday when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays and sometimes all night long. You can bet that I stand ready when the wolf growls at the door. I'm solid and I'm steady and I'm true down to the core. And I will always do my duty no matter what the price. I've counted up the cost and I know the sacrifice. I don't want to die for you, but if dying's asked of me, I'll bear that cross with honor, 'cause freedom don't come free. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out there on the front lines. Sleep in peace tonight. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. I'm out on the front lines so you can sleep at night. An American soldier, an American, an American, an American veteran. Thank you so much for the honor and privilege to have a chance to address you today. I'll keep my remarks short because the heat is actually building up pretty good. And there's not much more I can say that can top what Toby Keith wrote before he died. Thank you all very much, and God bless your families. God bless the United States of America.
Yeah.